Good morning, everyone. Myself Deep Pujara, and from last 4 months, I am working in Space Application Center (ISRO) under the project titled Wideband Spectrum Analysis and Blind Demodulation. My external guides are Dr. Chandra Prakash and Mr. Abhinav Anand, and my internal guide is Dr. Manisha Upadhyay. So, this is my presentation outline. To meet the customer's demand for quality of service, nowadays service providers need more bandwidth. Cognitive radio proves to be a solution to the spectral crowding problem. Unlicensed spectrum access is becoming more common and spectrum sensing is more in a use. In recent studies, it is proven that majority of the spectrum is purchased by government or private organizations. But the spectrum is not fully utilized. By estimating the value of carrier frequency and bandwidth, spectrum utilization and spectrum monitoring can be possible with higher efficiency. Parameters like carrier frequency and symbol rate are very important for military scouting, software receivers, and for blind demodulation. First step of my problem statement is to detect the correct information signal present in this frequency spectrum. Next step is to identify the value of carrier frequency and bandwidth from the detected signal. I have used many papers as a part of a literature survey to this topic. Three of them are mentioned here. All these three papers works on a cyclic spectrum estimation method to identify the value of carrier frequency and bandwidth. Also, in the first paper, discussed algorithm is used to remove the effect of multi-path fading. In the second paper, the discussed algorithm works for the SNR value equals or above minus 10 dB. And in the third paper, discrete spectral line extraction algorithm improves the accuracy and performance of the estimation. Modulation is the process where one of the property is changed according to the baseband signal. Basically, in communication, it is required to transmit a signal to the longer distance. There are different types of modulation schemes like analog modulation, digital modulation. In analog modulation, continuous wave and pulse modulation. In digital modulation, ASK, FSK, PSK. Now, use of modulation. So it is used to reduce the antenna size, to reduce the interference, to allow multiplexing of the signal, to transmit the signal to the longer distance, etc. Here in this slide, the output of BPSK modulated signal, QPSK modulated signal, and DPSK modulated signal is shown. By spectrum sensing, the estimation of features like carrier frequency, bandwidth, bitrate, etc. becomes easier. Here, frequency response plot is used to estimate the features. Basically, frequency response plot shows the complex values of a transfer function as a function of frequency. So we will modulate and transmit the signal from the transmitter end. At the receiver end, we will receive the signal, calculate its length, and we will perform Fourier transform. And from that Fourier transform, we will plot the frequency response of the signal. The output received is shown in the right figure. It is nearly accurate, but this technique works accurately only for signals without noise. In the practical scenario, it is not possible to create an ideal channel for communication. From frequency response, it is still easier to find the value of carrier frequency in presence of noise. But because of the noise floor available at the bottom of the signal, it is difficult to identify the value of bandwidth. And that is why cyclic spectrum estimation technique is introduced. In cyclostationary mechanism, signal statistical parameters are presumed to change over time. With cyclic spectrum estimation method, it is easier to calculate the accurate value of features like carrier frequency and bandwidth in presence of noise. That is why cyclic spectrum estimation is used for signal separation and signal analysis. It is also used in the applications like signal detection, classification, parameter estimation, and spatial filtering. In this slide, the complete process of cyclic spectrum plot is discussed. First, we will shift our frequency spectrum to plus f0 by 2 and minus f0 by 2. Here f0 is the value of normalized frequency. After shifting the signal, we will multiply both the spectrums and we will divide it with the length of the signal. And as a result, we will get our cyclic spectrum plot. In the right hand figure, the cyclic spectrum plot for alpha is equals to f0 is shown. After applying the same process for all the values of alpha, we will receive a three-dimensional cyclic spectrum plot which will be useful for feature estimation. Here in this slide, the step-by-step process is discussed. First, frequency response plot is plotted to identify the value of carrier frequency. After identifying the value of carrier frequency, this value is used to identify the range of cyclic frequency and normalized frequency. This cyclic and normalized frequency is used to plot the cyclic spectrum plot, which is shown in the third figure. Before optimization, the time taken to estimate the value of carrier frequency was around 46 seconds, and for cyclic spectrum, the time taken was 38 seconds for the value of carrier frequency in kilohertz. But after optimization, the time taken for carrier frequency estimation was around 4 seconds, and the time taken for complete cyclic spectrum plot was around 10 seconds for the value of carrier frequency in megahertz. The frequency response plot is nearly accurate with the tolerance of plus or minus 70 Hz in the noiseless situation. The cyclostationary approach is useful for a system having an SNR value equals or above minus 10 dB. The spectrum code is optimized to get better results in a shorter time. At the end, the time taken for the complete simulation is around 10 seconds with the tolerance of plus or minus 100 Hz in the carrier frequency value. In future, simulated results can be verified analytically or experimentally. Also, the proposed method can be applied to a few practical applications like signal demodulation, military scouting, effective bandwidth utilizations, software receivers, etc. Special thanks to Indian Space Research Organization and to Dr. Chandra Prakash for assigning me this wonderful topic, to Mr. Abhinav Anand for continuously guiding me in achieving a good results, to Dr. Manisha Upadhyay for their valuable suggestions in improving my work, to Nirma University for the needed help, and to all the panel members for their valuable suggestions.